Hey, I'm Cam Edwards, and I've got another example of media misinformation to show you. You know, sometimes even the folks with whom we largely agree with get stuff wrong. Case in point, Ari Fleischer on CNN using some language that actually comes from the gun control advocates. Take a listen.
Ari, let's talk a little bit about the vice president and his task force on guns right now. Here's the question. He's obviously going to come out with his recommendations, he says, by Tuesday. With every day that passes since the Newtown massacre, does the chances of real substantive gun control legislation fade, get weaker?
I don't think so. I think Newtown is so searing in people's minds that this has a longer lasting factor than most shootings previously. There was another shooting today, as you saw, Wolf, and this one involved a shotgun. I think it still raises the question of, do any of us know how to stop these shootings from taking place? Are we going to ban shotguns now, like the sentiment is to ban assault rifles? I think we're still trying to grapple with it.
Stop for a second. Assault rifles. Now, assault rifles, assault weapons, semi-automatic, fully automatic, what's the difference here? Well, it's real simple. Assault rifles are actually used by our military. Those are select fire or fully automatic firearms. Quote-unquote assault weapons, well, that's just a made-up term the gun control advocates invented when they decided that they wanted to ban semi-automatic rifles. An assault weapon has no definition. I like to say that it simply means a gun that I want to ban. All right, let's go back to the videotape.
Yes, I want to see what the vice president comes up with. I hope it's balanced. I hope it's not just gun control in disguise as a way of taking advantage of Newtown. We do need to do something, but if it's only one thing, it's not going to be effective, and that's what we learned with today's shooting, certainly. I also don't accept that nothing can be done, that we hate to say there's no answer. But I do think both sides have to give. I think there's a speech issue that involves Hollywood and video games that I hope the vice president puts on the table. And I think just like we travel and have to go through metal detectors and take off our shoes, there may be some infringement on our liberties that we don't want to live with, where law-abiding people with automatic weapons may have to give something up. But it's got to be a balanced thing.
All right, let's stop there again, too. Now, we can... I don't even have time to get into the philosophical debate. I would simply point out to Ari Fleischer, we're not talking about automatic firearms. Those are covered under the National Firearms Act of 1934. What we're talking about are semi-automatic firearms. These are guns that have been around for 100 years. In fact, one of the anti-gun bills we saw introduced in Illinois after Newtown would have banned 1911 pistols. The reason they're called 1911 is because that's when they came out. We've got a lot of rhetoric here. We've got a lot of folks that are short on the facts, and while emotions are high, that's no excuse not to do your homework. We'll be back with another example of media manipulation before long, but in the meantime, be sure to check us out at NRAnews.com each and every weekday for the latest Second Amendment news and information.